Hi everyone. So today we celebrate the inquisitive minds that question the norms of our times, challenge conventions, and boldly push boundaries to discover new possibilities. To truly change the present, let's embody the essence of this moment. Hello everyone, I am Prasoon Agrawal and I'll be your host for this elimination round. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of our wonderful innovators to this elimination round of T.U.P 9.0. So get ready with your ideas for a fierce battle of brains because the winners of today will move forward to our regional finale of the most prestigious B school competition in the country, the Ultimate Pitch Season 9. So let's get started. At Reliance, we are all about embracing fresh ideas and fostering innovation. It's in our DNA, which is subsequently reflected in each of our businesses and social initiatives. The Ultimate Pitch was born out of this exact spirit. It is a platform for curious and innovative minds who want to break away and showcase the next big idea to the world. This is T.U.P's ninth season, and let me tell you, it has been a journey like none other. We flagged off the competition physically in the top 15 B schools across the country. At each of these institutes, we were met with enthralling audiences. The insightful sessions led by our inspiring leader were overtly captivating. But that was only the beginning. We then reached thousands of you through digital platforms and virtual events, making this contest a pan India celebration of ideas and innovation. Now, with absolute delight, I would want to show you all a sneak peek into our campus launches and launch premiere with this video. Wow, what a mesmerizing response TUP has had this year. We have over 19,000 registrations, more than 1,500 idea submissions, and now we move into the elimination rounds. We thank you all for making it such a memorable launch. TUP Season 9 definitely kicked off with a bang. Enthusiastic innovators from all over the country raced to battle for the grand prize. Each one of the ideas submitted was unique, ambitious, and had a genuine intent for solving critical real world problems. Our evaluators worked round the clock to make sure that none of the submissions went unnoticed and shortlisted those ideas that had an extra edge over the others. Those exceptional teams with remarkable ideas have qualified for the elimination round of this ultimate competition. A big congratulations to the top 90 teams who have made it to the elimination rounds. Kudos to all of you. Let's now do a quick rundown of what's expected to happen. I shall be calling out the team names. We will play their 3-minute video on screen. Then the teams will get 3 minutes to pitch their idea to the jury. This will be followed by a quick 4-minute Q&A round, and we request the teams to keep an eye on a timer. Also, post each team's presentation, we'll have the jury take a minute to score the teams individually before we move to the next team. So, you will be judged on 5 parameters. Your idea should be futuristic, practical, scalable, and challenge conventional wisdom and have a strong business case at the same time. Now, for the victors, the national winners get a grand cash prize. We are also pleased to inform you that we have other rewards too. So elimination round winners and runners up receive INR 50,000 and 25,000 respectively along with TUP merchandise. National finalists get mentored by CXOs and entrepreneurs of Reliance owned startups, and all our national finalists will be awarded a PPI with Reliance. So gear up and give it your best. But wait, what's competition without a jury? So we have some of the top minds of Reliance with us today. They will be closely assessing your presentations, evaluating your ideas, and will provide their inputs at the end of the presentations. So now it gives me immense pleasure to announce a jury for this elimination round. So first we have with us Mr. Surdeep Kashyap, who is segment head of Geo Air Fiber. We also have with us Mr. Rajesh Rawat, who is senior vice president, petrochemical cracker business. So now let's get started. I would like to call upon the very first team, Team Proxima from SP Jan Institute of Management.
Hello everyone, my name is Amaya Mahod and we are Team Proxima from SPGN Institute of Management and Research. Now I ask you to imagine a world where every step is a journey of safety and independence. Today we are talking about the well-being of our visually impaired community. Traditional canes have served their purpose, but in our fast-paced, ever-changing urban landscapes, safety is paramount. Did you know that in India alone, blindness results in a staggering net loss of 845 billion rupees? But here's the eye opener. A recent survey revealed that over 40% of legally blind individuals face head level accidents every month, even with traditional canes. Now consider this India has 70 million visually impaired individuals, with almost 5 million living in complete darkness. We can't ignore these alarming statistics any longer. It's time to revolutionize assistive technology. Introducing Drishti, the cutting edge smart cane revolutionizing mobility for the visually impaired. Equipped with an advanced proximity sensor, Drishti seamlessly connects to your mobile phone, processing real time environmental data. Users receive instant auditory feedback through an earbud, empowering them to navigate obstacles and make informed decisions. Drishti isn't just a cane, it's a commitment to enhance safety, boasting a user centric design that prioritizes comfort and ease. It champions accessibility through technology, providing a bridge to independence and inclusivity for the visually impaired. In a world where mobility meets empowerment, we introduce our revolutionary device, a symbol of enhanced mobility and a beacon of empowerment. Now, this is not just a tool, it's a promise of technological accessibility that bridges the gap for the visually impaired. Picture a society where every individual is included, where Drishti becomes more than an aid, it's a key to social inclusion. Now, our vision is very clear revolutionize assistive mobility. We are not just building a product, we are forging relationships here. Key partners would include sensor technology providers, healthcare institutions, and distributors, collaborating to shape a more inclusive future. Our customer segments span both B2B, serving healthcare centers, and B2C, meeting the needs of individual customers. The revenue structure is versatile, from product sales to subscription services, and licensing our technology to empower other assistive device manufacturers. Now, at the heart of it all, our commitment to customer relationship stands strong. A 24/7 helpline ensures constant support, fostering a vibrant user community. Expect continuous updates to keep our users at the forefront. Now, through dynamic channels, we're not just selling a product, we are crafting an experience. Let me remind you that Drishti isn't just a smart key, it's a story of empowerment. Join us in rewriting the narrative of mobility for the visually impaired, where profits meet purpose. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. With the world advancing at such a rapid pace, why is the tech to assist people with disabilities still the same? We, at Team Proxima, are working towards an assistive smart solution that utilizes proximity sensing to help visually impaired individuals avoid accidents.
So we have come up with two products, Drishti and Drishti Pro. So I'll take you to the working of Drishti Pro. It's a smart walking cane with a sensor fitted on the top. It relays information through the phone. The phone converts data to auditory response. The audio is heard in the earpiece worn by the user. The main difference between Drishti and Drishti Pro is the feedback loop. Drishti gives feedback through vibratory loop, and whereas Drishti Pro gives the feedback through audio response. Our Drishti is targeted towards low-income group who are visually impaired individual unable to afford smart walking cane, where Drishti Pro is catering towards middle or high-income visually impaired individual. Further, we did a competitive benchmarking to understand our price versus utility curve. In terms of price, we are far more economical than our competitors, 10x cheaper than VWalk. In terms of functionality, we are bang on to the competition and even outperforming them in case of Drishti.
So I'll be moving on to the channel strategy. So we'll be using a two-phase approach wherein we'll be targeting through the B2B and the B2C channel. So in the B2B channel, we'll be targeting the government and NGOs and the corporate. So we know there are 1,764 NGOs that cater to the visually impaired, and there are certain corporate programs such as the Drishti program run by Reliance Foundation. For the B2C strategy, we'll be using hospital and clinics wherein doctors would be our intermediaries to forward our products. And we'll also be doing the medical device retail using online aggregators such as netmeds.com. For promotion strategies, it will be based on the fundamentals of marketing, digital and traditional marketing, creating awareness. And we'll also be doing live demonstrations and expos and a community engagement of visually impaired people. For expansion, we are in the development of less complex solutions for people who are not completely blind. Currently, we are catering to completely blind population, and we can also expand into geographies such as Indonesia, Brazil. And the future scope is very exciting, wherein we'll be incorporating AI and using AI, the auditory feedback will be enhanced, and we'll know what is coming in front of us.
Now coming to the financials, the Drishti Pro would be sold at 2,999 and Drishti would be sold at 999, and accumulated gross margin will get an overall margin of 51.34% from both of these devices.
Hi, can you hear me? This is Rajesh Rawat here.
Hello, Rajesh sir. Yes, we can hear you.
So you said the target revenue and the margin is given. What is the volume that you are estimating? First year, second year?
Sir, for the first year, we've assumed 10% of 5 lakh. That is, no, we've assumed 10% of 50 lakh, that is 5 lakhs, and we've assumed a 10% CAGR, that is annual growth per year in consumers.
Okay. Okay. And what will be the final product that will be sold uh, through these media?
It is a smart assistive cane. So here is the diagram on this. So there are two products that we are focusing on. One is Drishti. So it will be a lower cost variant which will offer vibratory feedback to the user, as in we have normal white canes that visually impaired people use, but whenever there's obstacle detection, it will give a vibratory feedback so that they'll know there's something in front of them. And then the Drishti Pro, which is a more expensive version, it will have an auditory feedback, as the user would know that something's in front of them in their chart, in their course.
Uh, I have a question. So the existing offerings that you have benchmarked, so what's the difference between them and Drishti and Drishti Pro?
The existing component that we have benchmarked.
So we have taken VWalk. So it's a foreign company. So we were not able to find any Indian company who is selling this type of product in a mass scale. So we were able to find only two products, VWalk and Phoenix Smart Cane. So VWalk is a foreign company which is selling at a price of 31,000, and Phoenix Smart Cane which is selling at a very small scale and it is still priced at 3,500 rupees. So both the products are very not economical to the current market.
Are they similar? Other than the price and availability, is the functionality the same?
In case of Phoenix Smart Cane, the proximity sensor they are using, the range is far less than the one we are currently using. And in case of the VWalk, the type of sensor they are using is a laser detection sensor, which is completely different from our use case.
So what is your costing model? How do you cost this?
Sir, we calculated the cost of goods sold, and using that, we included some of the fixed price, and using that, we priced it according to our competitors. Our aim was to price it lower than our competitors, so that is how we priced this 2999 Drishti Pro. And for Drishti, we had to keep it for the non-premium segment, so we have kept it lower.
Sir, in addition to this, we have priced Drishti lower as in because we're focusing on distributive efforts by the government and NGOs. So at a lower price, a bulk order could be placed by the government or the NGOs, and they can use our product to distribute among the masses. So our focus is on assisting visually impaired people one at a time.
So I have a question. See, you keep saying you're cheaper to competition, but your competition currently is a non-smart or dumb cane, whatever you call it, right? Which is significantly, I'm guessing, cheaper than you. So you're saying that it's cheaper, but cheaper to a solution that currently doesn't exist in the Indian market, right? So when you say we are cheaper, you're not cheaper, you're more expensive.
Sir, we are not directly in competition with the non-smart cane. We are offering enhanced mobility. That's why we have considered a very small market share. So if you can see on this side, from the serviceably available market, we are considering that we can only service 10% of that. So we are considering only few visually impaired people would be able to afford or would be targeted through the government scheme or the corporate social schemes. And hence, our competition is not directly with the non-smart cane. And yes, sir, that will definitely be significantly cheaper. But the added benefits we have, we'll have to price our product a little more expensive.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, same here.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Team Proxima. That was an extremely insightful presentation and a brilliant take on solving the education gap problem in our country. Now, moving on. Now we are ready for our next team, which is P23 Rajat from IM Nagpur.
A farmer,
We'll have a
guardian of the
straightforward-
land, working tirelessly under the hot sun, striving to feed our nation. This farmer relies on conventional farming, facing challenges like soil fertility decline and excessive chemical use. This is the harsh reality for many farmers, the caretaker of our food. We are here today because we believe in a better future for our farmer and the planet. We envision a world where farming isn't just a job, but a sustainable and prosperous way of life. We are committed to empower our farmers to embrace organic farming. Our goal is clear: to encourage and facilitate the adoption of organic farming practices that benefits many, enhancing the community's well-being, and significantly boosts the farmer's livelihood and health. Farm Me Organics collaborate with farmers through organic production contracts, connecting organic products with customers on our marketplace. We share profit with farmers, creating a sustainable farming environment. Our goal is to encourage organic farming for prosperity and sustainability in Indian agriculture. Our approach is to empower farmers with technology, financial incentives, community building, and education. According to experts, the market for organic packaged foods is expected to grow to 4,600 millions by 2028 with a CAGR of 24%. During our research, we found that farmers face difficulty of decline in production capacity due to consistent fertilizer use, and also they saw inadequate returns from wholesalers for their products. A solution focuses on implementing a profit sharing strategy to increase their revenue and devise ways to repurpose waste to create additional products. While the buyers highlighted the difficulty in locating organic food with consistent supply, we want to address that by eliminating intermediaries and reducing waste to work on product accessibility to a larger proportion of the country. Whereas our product market fit helps us to differentiate ourselves in terms of direct partnership with local farmers for quality and authentication, streamlined logistics for swift farm to home delivery, strategically situated warehouses for optimal distribution, and empowering farmers for sustainability and ethical practices. Our value proposition is to support local farmers with transparent practices and provide consumers with fresh and high quality produce directly from farmers.
Upload your presentation. I don't think it's there. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, your presentation is not there. Can you please upload
Yeah,
it?
I just uploaded it.
All right.
Can you please go on first page?
Hi guys, you can start your pitch.
Uh, Ma'am, can you please go on first slide? Yeah. For farmers, problems are declining soil health, online misters, limited sales, and low profits. Solution we are providing are organic farming, profit sharing, online platform, waste repurposing. For customers and buyers, problems. Among more than 40,000 people surveyed in India, among the age group of 16 plus, 29% says it is tough to find organic food in my area. 31% say I do not trust it is healthier. Organic food products are also often seen as too expensive and not available in many areas. Solution we are providing are farming organic is working to eliminate intermediary and reduce waste in order to reduce overall cost of organic products. We are also creating a trustworthy marketplace for organic food and aiming to make organic food available to a larger portion of the country's population in the long run. Larger impact include climate change mitigation, soil health improvement, and social upliftment. Here is the roadmap of our product, starting with stakeholders analysis and engaging into pilot platform. Over to.
So now talking about the scalability of this app that we are going to launch. So first thing is that the market size of India has been increasing with a CAGR of 24%, and the main reason behind that the rising disposable income of the people. Apart from that, they are becoming more health conscious after the pandemic, and the the channel which we are trying to target is by the e-commerce platform, because there is a door to utilize. Only 4% of all the organic food demand is catered by that, and India is among the top countries which has the around 15 lakhs organic farmers, but they do not get the opportunity to sell their product at a viable price. And there are various stakeholders in this. The first thing is the farmers. We will also tap with the logistic partners to streamline the operations with real-time logistic tracking. After that, there will be some certification bodies, because for the organic products we will have to ensure the certifications. Apart from that, we will also tie up with the research institutions so that they can also give techniques to the farmers for organic farming.
Now, talking about our competitors' analysis, during our analysis, we found out that the competitors were offering premium pricing and limited direct farm connect. They had a strong focus on supplements and personal care, but limited fresh produce selection. What makes us different is that we'll be sharing profit with farmers to foster trust and long-term relationship. This will help us to reach wider small-scale farmers all over India. Our focus will also be on ethical sourcing and sustainability practices. Will be also offering education, technological solution, and financing to support farmers who will be joining on our platform. Our minimal viable product will help to deliver fresh and high quality produce with seamless farm to home delivery, which will also support local farmers and show them the way towards the market. This is the breakup of financial projections. And here we have included how a farmer's share will be 30% of revenue, which will be fixed. And if our company earns profit, we'll give them 10% of profit further.
Hi, I didn't catch the
Hi,
name of the
can you tell
team,
us how will you reach
just
to
so
these
that
farmers
I get at least that right.
with this app?
So it's P23 Rajat.
Acha, P23 is the name of the team. Okay. One quick question. So I was a little confused on what your product is. Are you a platform? Are you a brand? I somewhere wasn't able to make that out, because somewhere I saw platforms, and now I'm seeing Farmazon, Organic India, etc., who are also branded organic players, right? Who are just selling the product. They're not operating e-commerce sites. So what is the product?
So it is basically a platform where we sell organic product. Initially, what we are thinking that we will start from a few product, and this is only the platform for organic product only. So it is basically a platform where
And apart
we
from
will
that,
connect with farmers.
we will provide technical solutions and technical advantage to the farmers with the help of tying up with the research institutions. And we will focus on the perishable goods. Most of these organic players like Organic Indian Farmers, they usually sells the in cosmetics like creams and all that. But we will try to shift our focus from that.
Who's the seller? The farmer
Yes, sir.
on the platform. So they will register on the
No,
platform and sell.
on the platform they are just we are the aggregator between the farmer and the seller. They
So
come up to our
actually,
platform.
we are
How
going
will
to take it from them. As you can see, even in our financials, there we are directly showing as farmer share as our cost. What we are doing that we are paying them 30% initially, and if we earn profit, we are also seeing them as our partner. So we will pay them 10% additional if we earn profit. That is our basic plan. So we are going to sell it on our platform by purchasing it from them through a contract, basically.
And our aim is to promote this organic farming, because at if we try to shift the a normal farmer to the organic farmer, so basically in start there is a lot of cost and it will oppose him. So what will also include, we'll also try to give him the supply financing, so that in case of if and also one thing we will also do, we will firstly will do the market research about the area we are selling, and then on that we will tell the farmer that these are the products that you have to produce, and we are, if no one will buy, we will buy. And after that, we will, it will lead that they will shift their normal way of farming to the organic farming.
But what kind of supply chain do you have to reach to the farmers?
So basically, supply right now we are actually, I am from a agriculture background, so I know. So in a starting, we will start it from a level of Nagpur. We have talked with various farmers in these areas. So in the first, we will start procuring from the farmers, and after in the later phase, then we will try to set up some warehouses also.
Okay, these farmers are already into some kind of platforms for their farming needs, or you want to? What is
Sir,
your plan?
actually, they are, with the farmers with whom we discuss or we analyze the situation, some farmers do not trust online platforms. One reason for that is also uh, most of the online platform don't give them financial benefit, like you will take this 30%. They are not giving them a contract. They will say that I will pay you after the product is sold. And even though they also try to sell it online in bulk, but in bulk, what they say, what they told us basically, that most of the farmers issue is that when they try to sell it online, what they are saying, that we will pay you only when our product is sold. We are not providing you anything in the upfront. But farmers has a cycle which they need to repeat. They will produce again
So
with the use of that
how do you
money.
bring the farmer to your platform then?
So basically, we will, our plan is, first we are targeting the one who is currently using fertilizers and all. So we are initially building connection with them. We'll go and talk with them, tell them what are the benefit that they are going to get by connecting with us. Starting small, then we will expand it. Most of the our marketing will go through mouth to mouth marketing. When they will see that one farmer is getting profit, then they will tell it to others, and other farmer will join automatically. That is our initial plan.
And also, sir, because of our support in terms of education, technology, and financing, which will be the initial, which will we give them before the starting of the season, will help farmers to actually eliminate the guesswork in their farming activities. Because organic farming requires a lot of focus on crops by these farmers, which will actually help build the trust between the farmers and the platform.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, team. P23 Rajat. That was an extremely insightful presentation. Now, let's allow our jury a minute to complete scoring this team. While they make their assessments, let us have some fun. We will have an interesting trivia question about Reliance. All you need to do is try to guess the answer in the comment section. The first person to answer correctly gets our amazing T.U.P merchandise. Ready? Here we go. So the fastest answer I got was from Sarthak. You have guessed it right. Please reach out to us on our social media handles or support@unstop.com. Now moving on, we are now ready for our next team. I would like to call upon Team Calent Bonds from Symbiosis Center for Management and Human Resources.
This is Team Covalent Bonds, and we will be addressing a problem. In 2015, countries signed the Paris Agreement. They agreed to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. So it's time to take stock, to see how well or how bad the world is doing. We are doing bad. At the current rate, global emissions will fall 2% by 2030. But to hit the Paris target, they should fall by 43%.
So, who is the villain? It's the carbon emissions. India, being the second largest agro-based economy in the world, produces a lot of crop waste, out of which 90 million metric tons is burned every year, where each ton burned releases 486 kg of carbon dioxide. So what is India doing regarding this? PM Modi gave a 5-point climate agenda during the COP26, out of which 3 will be targeting point 3 and point 5. This is to reduce the total carbon emissions and to achieve net zero emissions. So what is the solution? It's biochar.
Biochar has 3 beneficial effects on soil. Physical. Biochar's microscopic honeycomb structure improves the aeration, water holding capacity, and nutrient retention of soil and stops it getting compacted, meaning all the essentials that plant roots need are readily available and easily accessible. Biological. This structure also provides the perfect housing for beneficial microbiology, which defends roots and fights off pests. Chemical. Biochar is very high in carbon, which is good for a process called cation exchange, which essentially means more nutrients are retained in the soil and available for plant roots. Because of biochar's purity, it doesn't degrade, so it is a permanent improvement to your soil. And because it's so high in carbon, it's preventing carbon dioxide from being released into the atmosphere. 1 ton of carbon locked away in biochar is equivalent to 3 tons of carbon dioxide permanently removed from the atmosphere.
Now let's see why a farmer should buy biochar. So with respect to our research, these 2 major insights which would benefit a farmer. There will be decrease in the fertilizer usage by 25 to 50%, and it will also result in increase of net income up to 50%. Now finally moving on to the plan, which has 3 steps. First is groundwork, in which we will establish a robust supply chain to collect the agri-waste from farms and also establish the pyrolysis units in key locations. According to data, there is approximately 550 million tons of crop residue available in India every year. This will be going into pyrolysis units, where it will be converted into biochar, which is our final product, which would be sold to the farmers at the end. Next is the marketing strategy of our brand Upjao Biochar, where we will be collaborating with government agencies to provide the biochar with fertilizer in bundle packaging, and will gain the trust of farmers by showcasing them the results of pilot testing of biochar, and will campaign this result through agri exhibition as well. And the third is the business case, where we are targeting the fertilizer industry at present point of time, and as the data on the screen conveys, that the idea appears to be profitable one, and we can achieve break even by selling 3 to 28 tons of biochar. Thank you.
Greetings, this is Team Calent Bonds, and I hope the problem and the solution were clear. Now we will dig deeper into the business plan. We will be targeting farmers in the northern plain with a production plant of biochar at Uttar Pradesh due to 2 main reasons: ease of sourcing and the proximity to consumption. For sourcing, we are able to identify an estimated supply of 382 million tons of crop residue, our raw material, from UP and nearby states. For consumption, the northern plains, due to their high fertilizer consumption, became an ideal, serviceable and obtainable market. Finally, we have highlighted the cyclic nature of the demand at the bottom. Due to sowing cycle of crops, we will have peak demand from May to October, while we will get sufficient feedstock during the harvesting cycles. This is similar to the fertilizer industry, where warehousing might be needed. Now, moving on to the marketing strategy. On the next slide.
Coming on to the marketing strategy of Upjao Biochar, initially to gain the trust of farmers, our plan is to do the campaigning through pilot testing by collaborating with Gram Panchayat and sourcing an acre of land in village. Here, in half of the acre, farming would be done without biochar, and in another half by using biochar. A third-party institution will record this result so that our testing is more transparent and trustworthy, and this result should be shown to the farmers at the end. Moving on to the online channel, we would have our own website and YouTube channel where each and every information about biochar and solution to some common issues regarding farming would also be posted. Next is utilizing the resources like Krishify app, DD Kisan TV show, and agri influencers on YouTube to target our advertisement to the crores of farmers coming there. Then comes offline channel. This plan is to either set up our own outlet or tie up with the retailers in APMC and local markets, which is the optimum location because the farmers in the large numbers would be coming there to sell their produce. Lastly, we would work together with some government institutions like National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture to spread awareness over our brand Upjao Biochar. Next slide, please.
So from the pie chart, we can see that 52% of all our cultivable area comes under medium-scale farmers, having not more than 4 acres hectare land. We have done extensive secondary research in gauging the impact of biochar on farms. Depending upon crop type, an average increase in yield of 40%, even going up to 160% was recorded. Due to the biochar, with reduction in chemical fertilizer and overall improvement of soil health, our farmers will start generating hefty profits in longer run. From the business point, setting up a 9,000 tons per annum pyrolysis plant against market demand of 4.4 lakh ton yields an ROI of at least 19%, with a payout period of 5.3 years. All the standard Excel calculations to back our business are provided in the annexure. In conclusion, Team Calent Bonds believe that this idea can be socially desirable, financially viable, and environmentally sustainable. Thank you.
Is this one plant with a
Tell
capacity of
me,
9,000
this
tons per annum?
biochar, is it a patented technology or anything of that sort? And
Can you hear
the
me?
second,
Is this one plant, is it, for of the capacity of 9,000 tons per annum?
So if
Yes,
we
sir,
are
it's a
answering
medium scale.
Mr. Rajesh first, yes, we at this present scale, we are considering one plant at Uttar Pradesh because of ease of accessibility to all the or required type of feedstock. And if we are answering Mr. Sudeep's question, I believe that this is not patented and it can be made via a pyrolysis plant.
so my second question is, why would like you said, you'll eventually make the replace the fertilizer industry to some extent. So why would the fertilizer players not do this if it's so straightforward?
Uh, First of all, we will not be directly replacing the fertilizer industry. This will certainly cut into a share of them, but at initial state, it will not cut into them. And I believe that the problem of why fertilizer industries are not implementing is that the farmers don't even know the benefits, and there is no actual awareness about this product. So if we are able to create the need understanding that biochar can be a long-term solution to improve their yields and improve their fields for the long run, farmers will buy it.
So you're saying your advantage will be you will be the one driving awareness. But once you drive the awareness and create demand for the market, what stops the other players from swooping in and maybe undercutting you or selling the same product and taking away your share?
Actually, the biochar industry is not well established in India. There are research work going on in China and in Australia. The government is trying to pitch up the biochar industry in the agriculture. So it's completely new sector in India. And as my colleague Hiten said, it is not competing with fertilizer industry. Actually, it is the additive because we know that chemical fertilizer gradually reduces the soil quality and leaves it barren on the longer use. In replacement, the biochar will improve the soil health, it will improve the water retention capacity, and also fix the cation action capability. So it is quite sustainable in the longer run.
So just adding on to that question, then can it not be used by the fertilizer companies to supplement their products, which they already have a connection with the farmers and almost similar benefits?
So in that case, they have certainly not moved into this space. So we are hoping that we will have an early movers advantage and we will capture the market share with our product in that case.
No, but even if you have early mover advantage, they have a wider network advantage. No, they can actually scoop in and do a more scalable thing, much better.
Actually, by this, we will also address the wastage and residue removal because we see that what the farmers do with the stubble left, there are only two options. Either feed them to the pasture, that is cow and other various animals, or just burn it. And the stubble burning is hot issue in the northern India. We see everywhere Delhi got caught in smog. So there is no active system addressing to this issue. But the biochar industry that we will bring in will bridge reducing this carbon emissions as we had shown in the video that each ton of carbon from biomass burned releases 46 tons of carbon dioxide annually. So it may bridge the health and market by addressing the issue of stubble burning.
I'm done. Thanks everyone.
Yeah. So just last one then. The major part of the cost would be then transportation of this raw material, right?
Uh, in that case, here transportation, we will use the almost the same channels as the fertilizers. So the transportation will be done 80% via train and 20% on road. And we found out that the transportation will be cost will be very marginal in this, as we are using railway methods.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Team Covalent Bonds. That was an extremely insightful presentation. Now, before we move on to our next team, we will allow our jury a minute to rate this team's presentation. So moving on, we have with us our next team, Team MMK from V School Mumbai. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Step into the lively world of street corners and festivals, where the essence of life is captured by the delicious offerings of food vendors. Beyond the enticing smells and lively scenes unfolds a story of daily challenges. Through advanced stakeholder and user persona mapping, we have decoded the intricate influences shaping the destiny of our entrepreneurs. Imagine dynamic individuals aged 25 to 50 navigating futuristic markets with inherited businesses and high school diplomas. These aren't just vendors, they are the pioneers of future street food landscape. In this high-tech world, vendors grapple with challenges that transcend time: infrastructure complexities, resource scarcities, licensing, and hygiene concerns. Within this complex web of difficulties, a pressing need emerges: the desire for increased portability as our vendors seek a solution to navigate their way through these challenges. Step into the future with the mobile V-Cart, a groundbreaking advancement in street food dynamics. Picture 360-degree wheels for smooth mobility, a foldable chopping board, or side slider for extra space, seamlessly incorporated into an innovative design. The integration of storage reduces the need for excessive material handling, optimizing operations by keeping everything easily accessible. With the V-Cart's built-in dustbin, waste management becomes hassle-free. Embrace this cohesive and convenient future of street food with the mobile V-Cart. Now, turning our attention to the market, with an impressive count of 5 million street vendors across the country and a significant 440,000 in Mumbai, our inventive solution is ready to establish a strong market foothold. Thoroughly evaluating material usage and associated cost, the total investment per cart ranges from 23,000 to 48,000. Offering potential investors a flexible and strategic investment opportunity. Now to our revenue models. Whether it's occasional, regular, budget conscious or committed vendors, our options span from trying before buying to full ownerships, providing a tailored approach for every business model. From a flexible lease program offering predictable costs and potential discounts, monthly subscriptions priced at 500 to 1000 to short-term rentals at 100 to 200 per day, we ensure accessibility for all vendor types. Thank you for your time. Let's transform the streets together.
We all like to have street food. Do we ever think about the daily challenges that they face? Do we? Perhaps no. Let's meet Ramesh, a graduate from high school who has set up his business in the lively city of Mumbai. Let's see what he has to say. He says that managing stock can be a concern. Stocking them, sometimes stock them nearby the shops or take it to home. And sometimes dismantling and setting up his cart is a very big time consuming for him. And then the rental cart rentals are skyrocketing for him. It costs around 3000 to 5000 to rent out a cart. So we, after meeting over 50 plus Ramesh and understanding them, our major concern was to how to provide them an integrated, modular, mobile, and flexible, ergonomically designed vehicle for operations and storage solutions. So we introduce you Mobile VCART. So these are desired attributes would be one would be having a capacity which can store the essentials of their daily needs, then a multiple terrain a movable cart which can be easily movable in any terrain that they travel, having a portable cart which is easy to travel from one area to another area. The assembly should be easy and it should be ergonomically designed. After making a prototype, we have met with several users asking them feedback on various aspects of the various features of the cart. We understood that they need a chopping board which is foldable. They need a slider for extra space. They need a storage area that can help them store their essentials in essentials. So we made this mobile v cart. Then coming to the costing and revenue models, we have establish a costing based on the material cost, labor cost, as well as additional costs that would be included in manufacturing this cart. And our cost bandwidth was around 23,000 to 48,000. So from that, we have made a revenue model that can cater to different types of people, different kinds of people. One would be short-term rentals. If they need a cart for 1 or 2 days, they can rent it out. Then as monthly subscription basis, and there are also lease programs for people who want to take them on a 6 months or 8 months basis, or even 12 to 24 months. Then also we have catered to those people who want to buy a cart, which would cost them around 30 to 50,000. And we are also planning on developing a business model where we can connect with big firms who can provide us CSR fundings, which would reduce our costing for manufacturing this cart, via which we can transfer our benefits to our customers. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Yeah. No.
Yeah, maybe I'll start.
Yeah.
So you started with saying that the food, street food business has so many challenges, right? Uh, Regulatory problems, this problem, that problem, and then eventually your answer boiled down to just a better card. So somewhere I missed the how this is solving all those problems. All it is solving is that you have one type of card, now you have a slightly better card.
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to hear you. Hello.
Am I, am I audible?
Yeah, I think they had some eco issues.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll go again. So I was
Yes, sir.
saying that, see, you set up the problem as in the street food model has a lot of problems with it, right? And you made the whole problem clear with regulatory issues, this issue, freshness issue, and so on and so forth. Eventually, but you boiled it down to saying that I have this cart. So how does the better cart solve all the other problems? So I didn't understand that part.
Sorry, sir. Extremely sorry. My mic was mute. Can you please repeat the thing? What was your concern? I'm extremely sorry.
Did the other people get the question or no?
I got the question. So when we did this whole research of going to the customers and finding out what problems they faced, there was an area of problems that we came up with. But as of now, we tried to focus on this particular issue of them having a cart which is suitable for them, so that there some of these problems could be solved. But later on, we would move to others. But as of now, this is what we try to focus on.
Okay, I'm still not clear because in your research, nowhere did I see that the cart is the problem, right? So while the problem of the street vendor is well known, it didn't come across as this is the big pain point that he or she is looking to solve, right? So you said they have a lot of problems, and then you offered this mousetrap. It's not clear to me why they should buy this mousetrap and what it will do for them versus what they are currently using. That part I still not fully clear about.
So, sir, I would like to answer what the question that you posed as. So we mainly so there is a bunch of vendors who do not have cards as well. So when we went to this, we found a bunch of people who do not possess card at all. What they do is they have some frugal innovations that they put on to to have their operations. So what they do is they usually use a wooden plank, or they would have these flexible joints on which they would place their tanks and they would do their business. So our major concern was how to bring them into the shop. So when we asked them why didn't they go for a card that is available? So the major concern was they do not have the capital that they require to get these to get these cards, and that is why we created this so that we could cater them as well.
Yeah, that's all from me. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you have a overall financial model for this. You said the returns are. Now you have various options of supplying these, but have you made an overall financial model? You are mute. I think there's some problem with their audio. They are still mute.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So you said that we're not really on the financial model yet. We are still on the phase of creating a wholesale model that we are trying to propose. So we are still on iterating the product that we have recently come up with, and we are still on the consumer feedback, taking the consumer feedback, making some more iterations to come up with a feasible product that we try to propose.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, team MMK. That was an extremely insightful take on the street food business. So now let's allow our jury a minute to complete scoring this team. While they make their assessments, let us have another round of some interesting trivia question about Reliance. All you need to do is try to guess the answer in the comment section. The first person to answer correctly gets our amazing T.U.P merchandise. Ready? Here we go. Thank you, Chinmay. You have guessed it right. Please reach out to us on our social media handles or contact support@unstop.com. Now, moving on, we are ready for our next team. I would like to call upon Team Apollo from SIBM Pune.
Life is amazing, but it can change at any moment.
I'm sorry. We'll have to amputate your leg.
The smallest task seems like a big hurdle now. It seems like my friends are moving ahead of me, and I'm struggling to catch up.
This could happen to any one of us. According to WHO, the estimated number of amputees in the developing world is 40 million. In India, as per the latest census, the population of persons with disabilities is 2.8 crores, which accounts for 2% of the total population. Losing the ability to walk and perform daily activities causes inconvenience along with psychological and social challenges. Psychologically, amputees suffer from PTSD 4 times more than the rest of the population, along with adverse psychological effects including a decrease in self-confidence, a sense of inadequacy, and a distorted perception of body image, ultimately affecting the overall quality of life. According to WHO, the availability and utilization of assistive products remains limited, with only 1 in 10 individuals having access to assistive products they require. This lack of access to assistive devices further exacerbates the difficulties faced by people with disabilities, hindering their ability to perform daily activities, participate in society, and achieve a good quality of life. With our offering, Swabhiman, we aim to bridge this gap. In Phase 1, our objective is to design and develop a low-cost prosthetic foot for the amputees in India. We are currently in the testing phase for the prototype of the same. This prosthetic foot uses a glass fiber design and it will have a production cost of 10 to 12,000 per unit. We aim to sell this foot at 14 to 15,000 to the end user. As per our estimates, it will cost us around 20 crores to set up our production facility, including R&D, testing, and safety compliances. On a conversion percentage of just 2% of India's amputees each year, we can see break-even for the firm in the 3rd year itself. In Phase 2, we aim to leverage the network of prosthetists we built in the first phase to provide a website and application to penetrate the rural markets where most of our users exist. We aim to provide a one-stop portal for prosthetic care. This includes video tutorials for rehabilitation exercises and online consultation with prosthetists. In this phase, we also aim to form tie-ups with government bodies and defense forces to provide our services to the most needy. In Phase 3, we plan on expanding our portfolio of prosthetic devices with further R&D. We aim to use India's position as a value medical care provider to provide affordable prosthetics to the world.
Greetings to one and all. Imagine that you or your loved one has met with an accident or is a long term suffering patient of diabetes and needs to undergo amputation in order to save their lives. What impact does amputation have on the lives of amputees? Well, it's quite substantial, where losing the ability to walk and perform daily activities causes inconvenience, along with psychological as well as social challenges. According to NSSO, 79% of amputees are in rural areas and they face quite a lot of challenges. Limited awareness about prosthetic devices and financial constraints often force them to rely on wheelchairs or crutches, which do not fully simulate or restore normal locomotion. The psychological toll is also quite significant, with amputees experiencing PTSD at 4 times the rate of general population. Amputation not only reduces employment opportunities, but also diminishes the overall quality of life, contributing to lower self-confidence, feelings of inadequacy, and negative self-concept. The current Indian prosthetic foot market presents a stark contrast. Domestically produced, low cost, low functional options with limited adaptability versus internationally imported high end prosthetic feet priced beyond the reach of the majority. This market landscape reveals a clear gap for mid to high functionality prosthetic feet at affordable prices, a void affecting 79% of amputees in rural areas. Swabhiman aims to fill this gap, providing a solution that not only meets the functional needs of amputees, but also enhances their quality of life, making advanced prosthetics accessible to a broader population.
To realize this dream, we have divided our approach into 3 phases. In Phase 1 of our business, we aim to raise awareness for prosthetics in India and provide our offering to the most needy in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. After conducting extensive user research and clinical testing, we aim to launch the product in select cities in Punjab, Haryana, and UP. Slowly increasing our availability across India, our primary objective will be to develop awareness and increase adoption for prosthetics over wheelchairs and crutches. In Phase 2, we plan to improve the accessibility to prosthetic service and also provide prosthetists more skin in the game by setting up online consultation services via dedicated app and website. Amputees in remote locations can book a video appointment with Swabhiman verified prosthetists so as to avoid the hassle of traveling to a Tier 1 city. We also plan to launch offline stores in certain locations where the demand is high, as well as set up partnerships with government bodies and defense forces to improve our reach. In Phase 3 of our business, we will expand our product portfolio to provide a holistic solution to affordable yet functional prosthetic care. We aim to leverage India's strength in the healthcare sector to export our prosthetic and functional prosthetic devices are not yet present. Our vision at Swabhiman is to empower amputees worldwide, ensuring that no individual is compelled to endure a diminished quality of life due to the challenges related to affordability or accessibility. We are dedicated to addressing these issues head on and aspire to make a profound impact on the society. Thank you.
Hi, can you explain how will you achieve the improved functionality and lower cost?
Sure, sir. So to answer that question, I would like to give you a brief summary of what is existing in the market currently. So, sir, in India, there is something called Jaipur Foot, which is an organization which provides prosthetic care. But the product that they give is basically made of wood, which is full of vulcanized rubber as well. So it has a vulcanized rubber covering, and inside it's a wood. So there are multiple challenges when people use this prosthetic foot, which is even though low priced, but since it's made of wood, there's a lot of moisture retention due to which it loses its durability very quickly. Moreover, since it's wood, it's pretty hard, so it cannot take adaptation on different terrains, which is the case in rural areas where terrain changes very easily and there are no smooth surfaces as well. Another reason, sir, is that when you're wearing a wood prosthetic foot, what happens is you're limited to less than 2 hours of activity per day, which incorporates less than 4,000 steps. So, sir, we changed the raw material which is being used. We're using a glass fiber design, using glass fiber pellets with resin molding, which automatically increases the flexibility of the foot itself so that it can adapt to different terrains as well. Moreover, sir, it also has a higher tensile and ultimate tensile strength with higher fatigue life. So it is more durable and lasts up to 3 years as well.
And the cost part, how would you reduce it?
Absolutely, sir. So we are planning to position ourselves in the segment which offers a mid to high functionality foot at a low cost. So looking at the current market, Jaipur foot sells that foot at around 3,000 to 5,000 rupees, but low functionality. When it comes to the imported foot, it is costing more than 30,000 rupees, and it is generally made of carbon fiber and titanium parts. So we are planning to use glass fiber. So how we are actually using it is glass fiber, making the prosthetic foot itself using glass fiber is amounting to around 2,200 rupees. Then a socket is made using an aluminium, and that will cost around 2,000 rupees. The PU foam, which will make the foot shell, will again come to around 3,000 rupees. And the last part would be just making the pylon, which is basically an aluminium rod connecting all the parts in together.
So tell me, I think very good presentation, I must say. But help me understand, why is your ambition so low? See,
Right,
you
sir.
started off by addressing a very relevant need, but my worry is that even in your fifth year, you are happy with 200 crores and you've limited yourself only to this one offering, although somewhere in the presentation you also said that we will expand our product line. So somewhere
Right,
I'm
sir.
not able to tie together the idea with the end result after
Right.
5 years.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you, sir, for the
sir,
question, sir.
yeah, let me answer that.
Kshitij,
So,
okay, sure.
for the budget breakdown, sir, we have just focused on phase one, which is the manufacturing of the foot that we have prototype right now and selling it. That is what we have included in the budget as of now. From third year onwards, like it's mentioned in the slide as well, we plan to expand it to the app sector. That is something that we have currently not incorporated in our budget, but surely within 1 or 2 years of the launch of the app, we can see a good amount of revenue coming in from that portion as well. And finally, for after just 5 years of a company launch, we are planning to go global and expand it to other markets. So that is again another boost, something that we have currently not incorporated in our finances, but surely is going to give us a good boost.
So
So
to
as I
add on to
understand
that,
it,
if you may, sorry, sir.
so just give me a minute. So as I understand
Sure,
it,
sir.
basically everything you have said, you're eventually aiming to be a one product business, right? Where you're relying on this farm one, the product that you showed, right? And just like Jaipur foot you mentioned is fit for disruption. So if someone comes with a better mousetrap, then overnight you can get wiped out.
So, sir,
Uh,
it's yeah.
Sure,
Let's
Kshitij, let me take that answer. Sure.
sure.
So, sir,
Go ahead.
that makes you're correct, sir, but not entirely, because what will happen, sir, when we are making these products, they will have a patent. So that will bring the uniqueness. We'll have a unique design which will be patented because they will be tested against international standard regulations as well. So that is one aspect of it, sir. So to go further about how we will not get wiped out, and we are going to expand our product portfolio. So we are not going to just stick to a prosthetic foot. We are going to expand our product portfolio. We are going to provide diverse assistive devices, and we'll do that by basically building up a customer base. Then we will be constantly investing in R&D in order to create innovative technology which can provide affordable yet functional assistive devices to the people across the world, sir.
Sir, I'd just like to add a point to that. In the phase one of our business, our first and primary objective is to create that awareness and build that network between our clients and the doctors. It is that network that will leverage us the strength, and which will basically position us to be in a situation where we are not just waiting for another disruption to happen. We'll have that strength, we'll have the hold in the market, and we plan to utilize that. We plan to give that quality service and also build community around the same, so that we are actually driving a positive change in the society in terms of accessibility to the disabled.
So maybe more of a comment than a this thing. So why would phase 3 not be phase 2 and phase 2 be phase 3?
Sir, our primary objective is to reach out to tier 2, tier 3 cities, people who are actually facing the problem. And from the data from NSSO as well, that's where we see the highest concentration of amputees. So our primary objective remains to reach out to them and making sure that the core problem is realized. So in order to do that,
No, but you
we
were
can't
also
just.
talking about expanding into an app, etc. You're
Yes, sir.
talking about expanding into apps and monetizing that service. So, which is why I was asking, why should that not be phase three? So, anyway, no problem. Yeah. So, I think we are run out of time. So, thank you for the presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Team Apollo. That was an extremely insightful take on prosthetic devices. Next up, we have with us Team Mayuk Banery from SCMHRD Pune.
Hi, my name is Mayuk Banery from SCMHRD Pune, and I'm here to introduce an innovative solution that holds tremendous promise in the field of healthcare, that is the use of carbon nanotubes for drug delivery and monitoring. As we all know, cancer treatment poses significant challenges, especially in achieving targeted delivery of drugs and monitoring their effects. Conventional methods, while effective, often come with side effects and limitations. This is where carbon nanotubes come into play. These nanoscale structures provide a revolutionary approach to drug delivery. Engineered for precision, carbon nanotubes can be functionalized to target cancer cells, specifically reducing collateral damage to healthy tissues. But our innovation doesn't just stop at drug delivery. Carbon nanotubes also provide an exceptional platform for real-time drug monitoring, revolutionizing how we track and assess treatment efficacy. We can use fluorescence imaging, where carbon nanotubes exhibit unique optical properties for real-time imaging. We can also use quantitative analysis, which enables precise measurement of drug concentrations, and also dynamic tracking, where we monitor changes over time for personalized treatment adjustments. By harnessing the potential of carbon nanotubes, we can overcome long-standing challenges in cancer treatment. Some of the important ones are reducing the side effects, where targeted delivery minimizes harm to the healthy tissues, reducing side effects. Enhanced efficacy, where we can improve the drug delivery and monitoring, leading to more effective treatments. It can be used as a personalized medicine, where real-time monitoring allows for personalized and adaptive treatment plans. There are various important therapies which can be used for cancer treatment using carbon nanotubes, some of which are photothermal therapy, radiotherapy enhancement, gene therapy, immunotherapy, combination therapy, photodynamic, and diagnostic imaging. So to conclude, if we use CNTs, that is carbon nanotubes for cancer treatment, then carbon nanotubes enable targeted drug delivery to cancer cells, minimizing impact on healthy tissues and enhancing therapeutic efficacy. Their large surface area allows for high drug loading capacity, ensuring potent doses reach cancer cells. Engineered for controlled release, reducing the need for frequent dosing and enhancing treatment efficacy. It can be modified for biocompatibility, where carbon nanotubes can be customized for specific applications. It can be designed as a multifunctional platforms where they can be combined drug delivery with imaging or therapeutic functionalities. With enhanced penetration, carbon nanotubes facilitate intracellular drug delivery, improving treatment effectiveness. Possessing unique optical properties, carbon nanotubes enable real-time imaging for monitoring drug delivery. Carbon nanotube-based drug delivery systems have the potential to minimize side effects by precisely targeting cancer cells. And this idea is definitely futuristic and is also solving a real-world problem, especially needed in India, where one of the leading cause of death is cancer. In terms of scalability, however, this is surely an ambitious project. However, with proper funding and collaboration with research experts, this is completely doable. Thank you. So my name is Mayuk, and I have an idea of using carbon nanotubes for specific cancer treatment. So what do I propose is to leverage carbon nanotubes for targeted drug delivery as well as diagnostics in cancer treatment, so that we can enhance the precision as well as efficacy. And it could be a revolutionary approach for personalized medicine in oncology, advancing therapeutic outcomes. Now, for some background, cancer is one of the leading cause of death in India, and India has an ASMR, that is age standardized mortality rate of 63.1 per 1 lakh, which is approximately half of the global ASMR. Globally. And current treatments in the market rely on radiation as well as chemotherapeutic agents that kill normal cells and cause toxicity to the patients. And chemotherapy with anti-cancer drugs is main auxiliary treatment, but often fails because of their toxic side effects that are not endurable for the patients. So in order to tackle these problems, I think that carbon nanotubes can be used because of their versatility. Now, for example, for targeted drug delivery system, carbon nanotubes can be very much cost efficient. They can decrease the toxic side effects. They can reduce the dosage of the drugs. They can increase the specific localization and also their efficiency. And they can also control the biodistribution. Now, because of their versatility, we can engineer these carbon nanotubes accordingly to the receptors of what kind of cancer cells we are targeting. So their size can range from 1 to 100 nanometers. Their surface can be changed according to the functional groups to what kind of cancer cells we are actually targeting. Now, basically, carbon nanotubes can not only be used for efficient drug delivery, but can also be used for diagnostic purposes. There are two major types of carbon nanotubes. One is single multi-walled, one is single-walled carbon nanotubes, and one is multi-walled carbon nanotubes. As you can see in this diagram, you can see a multi-walled carbon nanotube, which has a specific receptor which can identify only those cancer cells which we are targeting. So this can help in targeted drug delivery so that they can ignore the normal cells completely. And as I've already said, they are versatile, they are biocompatible, they have chemical stability and as well as bonding because of their sp2 orbital bonds, which makes carbon nanotubes an ideal carrier for drug delivery. Now, functionalized carbon nanotubes can be designed to selectively target cancer cells. So this targeted drug delivery approach can minimize the damage to healthy tissues by 80%. Uh, I've been able to carry out a cost analysis if I want to start a CNT research lab and create a drug of my own. But before that, I would also like to tell you that this has diagnostic properties as well. With the help of cellular imaging and in vivo imaging as well as cancer imaging, we can actually carry out live monitoring of the drug inside the body while the drug is being acted on the cancer or tumor cells. So not just drug delivery, but also diagnostic purposes. The global oncology and cancer drug market size was valued at 220 billions in US dollars in 2022 and is estimated to reach around 430 billions in 2028 with a CAGR of 11.78% during 22 to 28. And targeted therapy segment is anticipated to contribute the largest market share in 2027, which I am currently eyeing with the help of carbon nanotubes. However, the major challenge here is going to be the clinical trials because if I'm trying to create a drug here, the drug as well as the CNT conjugate, it might take some time with respect to clinical trials. However, the business idea is there, and the research lab is going to cost me around 10 to 12 lakhs. The CVD method, which is one of the methods of creating carbon nanotubes, will cost me 2,400 per grams, and giving me a purity of 95%, which is good enough according to the research papers if you're trying to make it biocompatible. Also, because it's going to be a pharmaceutical drug, there is going to be cost of the equipments, and I'm planning to sell the drug if I'm able to make it for around 5,000 to 15,000 per tablet or vial, because the current drug in cost in the market is around 5,000 to 80,000. So to conclude, it has a futuristic approach. Carbon nanotubes are capable of detecting malignant cells, which are active targeting moiety, and they can visualize location of carbon nanotubes in the body using real-time in vivo imaging. They can kill cancer cells with minimal side effects by sparing normal cells by active targeting and control drug release or photothermal ablation. And we can also monitor them live. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayuk. I understood the technology.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
didn't get the business.
I didn't get really the business model that you are proposing.
So,
Are you going to tie
so
up with something? How are you going to reach?
Yes, there are two options here. I can tie up, for example, there is Life Sciences. It has its own CRO lab. So I mean, if the idea is working, then there is definitely a possibility of carrying out a business out of it. I just have to make a drug, which is a conjugation of the CNTs as well as the cancer drug, so that it can easily target the cancer cells, or else with the help of its permeability factor of the carbon nanotubes, it can get inside the cells and help in uh, treating the cancer. So these are two ways. I can either make my own research facility or have partnerships. So as I've written in the presentation, execution of business ideas, I've written forming partnerships. That is a better way. That is a better approach to do it. So yes. However, making the drug after clinical trial level 2, and patenting the drug, only after that will I be able to have a good product so that I can sell it in the market. It could be a service based, it can be a product based. You can go via doctors. So yes, there are a lot of options here. So it can be used as a business case study also. So.
I'm still not clear about the business model, Mayuk. So I get that as a drug, it has a lot of potential.
Right,
But
sir, right.
I think just saying that you'll execute it after the drug is developed doesn't give me
Yes.
any sense of what the business model is.
Right. So, in fact, while I was doing some research on it, I was able to think that a lot of big pharmaceutical companies who have been able to develop cancer drugs have been able to manage a supply chain out of it. So just as an analogy to that, if I'm able to prepare a carbon nanotube as well as a drug conjugate, and once the drug has been patented already with the technology, then I can definitely have, because it has a lot of advantages as compared to the current market drugs that is in the market. So using these advantages, I've been able to easily sell it. However, if you were talking about the business plan or execution, I did not.
Sell
It was
sell it to who, Mayuk? I'm still not clear. Are you selling to the
so
pharmaceutical companies? Are you selling to the
yes.
customer? Are you selling to hospitals? Who are you selling to?
I'm selling to doctors, or I mean, if I have my own pharmaceutical company, I can sell it on my own as a service-based company where I can treat their cancer cells because it's going to be either a vial or a tablet. So that is one of the option. Or the next option is I can have a supply chain via sales and marketing representatives or MRs who can go to the doctors and sell them as tablets. So these are the two ways which I thought. Basically, it's going to be a
No, those are
pharmaceutical
the
drug.
two
Sorry.
ways. I
Yes.
mean, that's theory, right? But what is your way? I'm not clear about what is your way. What is the business model?
I mean, I'm not really. I mean, these are the two ways that I thought of, honestly. And I mean, the first major challenge is to create a drug out of it. So basically, it's the idea that I thought. But then when it comes to selling point, I just had the only business plan of how other pharmaceutical companies are able to do it with the advantages that they have in the market. So that's the only plan which I had. So honestly,
Got it.
yes.
Got it. So what's preventing these pharmaceutical companies from hiring you as a scientist and developing it in-house and making
So
profits off
So basically, because it's a new technology altogether, and the latest research paper was released in 2022, so it's a researched project as of yet, and major pharmaceutical companies already have a well-established product portfolio and also supply chain. So they have maintained a low profile when it comes to preparing a new drug with a new technology. However, there might be some small and medium enterprises working on it, but the funding is the issue here. So that's about
No,
it.
there could be a pharma company which already has a drug which is in the market. This is only a delivery system, which you are saying is
Right.
a better system. So they may
Right, sir.
use this quickly, no? They can do an
Absolutely.
R&D.
In fact, yes, sir. Yes, sure. So, I
So,
mean,
so
yes,
the
I'm
answer
proposing.
why what's preventing them to actually go into this is not very clear. They can actually do
So
this.
they can exactly, they can absolutely do this. I mean, it's a brilliant idea as well, and it can actually help saving the cost of the customers as well as the pharmaceutical companies using CNTs. However, as I've
Target
mentioned that.
delivery.
So, for example, there is Biocon. Biocon has been able to use this technology, and they have produced a medicine called Abraxone, but it costs around 15,000 for one dose. And they are not using CNTs; they are using other nanomaterials. They have been able to make a protein drug conjugate out of it. So that's why I thought that because CNTs are much more lower in production, so we can use it as a drug delivery system and make a business out of it. That's the plan which I had in my mind. So,
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mike.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayuk. That was a very well laid out idea. Now, before we proceed and give our jury a minute to score this team, we can have another round of the TUP trivia round where we'll ask you a question about Reliance. And all you have to do is write the answer in the chat box. And the first person to answer correctly gets our amazing TUP merchandise. So here we go. So we got the first correct answer from Rishabh. Please reach out to us on our social media handles or support@unstop.com for the goodies. Moving on, now we have with us the team Vulture Capitalist from SCM HRD Pune. Over to you, team.
Hello, this is Team Vulture Capitalist from SCMHRD Pune. We are here to organize an industry that employs nearly 450 million strong blue-collar workforce that has largely been ignored till now. This massive cohort is working every day, but the situation has become unstable. The major pain points include fragmentation, lack of transparency in price, discoverability, lack of skilled professional workers, as the workers hired from the open market are neither skilled not trustworthy. Hence, there is a vacuum that exists in this space. Now that India has more internet users, there is an opportunity to address this huge market via efficient and fair online platforms that connect and enable the two sides, users and the blue-collar workforce.
The big idea here is to bring a dedicated platform exclusively for blue-collar workers that enables both the stakeholders. How? Users can post the scope of work that they intend to get done in a predetermined format, while workers skilled in a particular job can place their bids on a platform. Upon receiving those bids, the users can then decide based on the ratings and the respective bids on whom to give out the contract. The work can either be for a day, a week, or a month, hence truly democratizing the way the blue-collar industry works.
Additionally, through our platform, going forward, we intend to introduce upskilling programs by collaborating with various institutions to train and form a highly skilled and professional workforce, which will include premium services. But how do we earn money?
Well, we are not a job portal. We are a data company that will have access to the highest quality workers in the country. Leveraging this, we will form up the largest contracting company in India that will eventually take up large corporate contracts, as we realize that the ticket value and spread on such contracts is huge. This is where the true business potential of the industry lies. By this approach, we'll get the best of both worlds, a social enterprise that also makes business sense. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are here to organize the blue collar industry that employs close to 30% of India's population. We want to bring all the stakeholders to a single platform, which is at the demand side includes urban households, small scale businesses, and MSMEs. At the supply side, it includes the daily wage workers, students from vocational training institutes like the ITI, local contracting agencies, and the NSDC. The workers are classified on factors such as skills and income levels. An unskilled worker earns less than 300 rupees a day. A semi-skilled worker earns anywhere between 300 to 700 rupees a day. A skilled worker earns more than 700 rupees a day. Some of the services we are targeting to enter initially include electrician, carpentering, plumbing, painting and renovation, water purifying servicing, just to name a few. There are multiple challenges in this industry. Some of the challenges that the industry faces as a whole are the industry is largely fragmented. There is no or less availability of the required tools. There are safety concerns for both the users and the workers. Alongside, there is a lack of market discoverability and professional training for the workers. There's also high attrition rates and no recognition for high quality workers. And these are not just roadblocks, but systemic cracks in the foundation of the blue collar industry.
Now, to solve this particular problems, we have multiple solutions. One is, first of all, we want to bring all of these fragmented sectors onto a single platform. The second is, and first in India, is having a unique bidding system wherein the consumers list out the work requirements along with the scope of work, and all the workers that are onboarded or onto our platform can bid as to what price do they want to charge for that particular services. In this scenario, also the workers that receive a high rating will be having a priority position and also will enjoy a premium pricing. There will also be a differentiated user interface and user experience for easy and well-defined categorization so as to improve the discoverability of these workers. The other part is collaboration with various vocational upskilling and partnering with NBFCs for financial assistance to all these workers. At collaboration with Government of India, now if you look at the phases that we're looking at, so initially we'll be developing our front and back-end support to host the bidding and listing services platform. Second will be a testing and pilot stage in a confined location, develop a proof of concept. On putting partners on the supply side through a dedicated onboarding team on site, At last, hiring dedicated teams to the identification and posting of the work requirements so as to make the entire platform more engaging. Upskilling and reskilling of high-rated workers to penetrate the premium and professional services segment. And last, as mentioned, that as we have access to the large database of skilled workers, we would eventually take up large corporate contracts and across India. Thank you.
Hi. So, except for the services that are maybe online services, most of these services would be localized. How do you match the supply demand there?
Yes. So localized services in what sense?
Skilled, semi-skilled, and all. So you are listing them all
So
those.
so
No?
actually, yes. So effectively, what the platform will do is we'll be hiring the local work. We'll be diversifying them on the basis of skills that they already carry. And on the supply side, on the demand side, we'll be onboarding various consumers as per the. So, for an example, we are sitting in Hyderabad. So, the IT workers who do not have the discoverability of where to find a plumber or a technician will be coming on a platform and they'll be generating the demand.
That I think that was not the question, Shlok. I think the question was that in product categories such as or service categories such as this, the nature of demand and the nature of supply is very local. So you need someone physically to be there. The nature of blue collar work is that there is someone physically there who's able to come. So the question more was, how do you match the demand and supply at a local level?
We've decided that this is going to be a region-based platform. So, for example, in Pune, there is a requirement in a specific area. So, it is going to be according to the location of the services that we are going to connect them to the nearest blue-collar worker who has the same expertise.
And what other role are you going to do other than connecting them?
So we are going to maintain a database of the users or the skilled workers that are going to be there, and eventually as we progress, we'll use that database to furthermore bring like big contracts to the company. For example, if we enter the B2B segments, we can
No, but
use
that's a
the.
pie in the sky, right? So initially, other than just help me discover carpenters and this thing, what other value do you bring? I can also discover it using local groups, just dial, and 100 other such things, right? So other than discoverability, what is the user problem that you're solving? Is not clear to me.
We are bringing a unique bidding platform. So here in Just Dial, for example, you can only find the services, and most of these job portals are highly inactive. Like there's a job posting for 6 months, and sometimes the job posting is even closed, and there is no response to the person who is applying to the job. So ours is going to be a very active platform, and on top of that, it is going to be a bidding system, so it will give it will democratize the market supply and demand, and according to the demand and supply, the prices are going to be set.
Who's the end user?
So the end user is going to be the urban households first of all, and we want to target the small and medium businesses, because for example, the kirana store in many cities, for example, they just put out a sign that a salesman is required, but the reach is not really huge, and such jobs are not even listed on job portals. So what we will do is we will update it regularly, and even the small businesses are going to benefit from this, as well as the people who are looking for jobs. They don't even know that such jobs are existing.
Do you feel the needs of the urban household and the small businesses are the same? And how do you expect to cater to both of them? Because you'll have to
Uh,
create supply in, I mean, just to build on what was asked earlier, you'll have to build now two marketplaces. You'll have to build one marketplace for SMBs, which has their requirements met. And on the supply side, you have enough of their kind of demand. And secondly, for urban households, again, the same thing. I mean, even for discoverability to work as an idea.
Yes, sir, I understand that. But if you see in our slide, we have categorized. So for the urban
No,
households,
categorize, so you can add 10 other categories. But is your hypothesis that as a startup business, you'll be able to pull off two segments?
so all this is going to be really slow, and we're going to start from really small businesses and scale up towards bigger businesses. So, like, I feel like there are some similarities in small businesses and urban households. For example, cleaning services, or like even the sales staff doesn't require much expertise. Basically, even clothing stores, the unorganized clothing stores only require uh, very unskilled kind of work. So, yes.
So it's okay. Yeah. So I think it's in your name, Vulture and Capitalist. So I think one of the things that I want you to think through is, would you put your own hard-earned money into this if someone presented this idea to you, and why? But just as a reflection, yeah. Because you are calling yourselves Vulture Capitalist.
Yes, sir, we would definitely, because I think this is a very big opportunity, and all of the platforms and all of the businesses that are already existing in this market, for example, even the urban company, there is a lot of exploitation and strikes every day, and even the blue collar workers are not happy. And on the other end, even the consumers are facing an issue that there is a lot of premium pricing, and it is not accessible to everyone in the market. So it is very important that we also like step in and do something for the, if we can connect them better and at a more localized level.
That's
Shlok,
okay. I
would you
think we've
want to
run out
add
of time. I had a few other questions, but I think we've run out of time. So that's it from my end.
Sorry. Okay.
Thank you, team Vulture Capitalist. That was an amazing presentation. Now, kudos to all the participating teams. Let me tell you, all you guys were absolutely stunning. The variety of innovative ideas showcased in this round is truly remarkable. Today's contest has heightened the bar with a promise to make this journey even more intense in the days to come. As you know, the winners of today's elimination round will be stepping into the regional finale of T.U.P 9.0, where you will be battling against winners of the other elimination rounds. Now, to quell the curiosity as to the winners and runners-up for today's elimination round, the suspense will have to linger a bit longer. Rest assured, the results of today's elimination round will be declared on our social media platforms by the end of the day. So keep those social media notifications active. As we conclude this round of this competition, we would like to express a heartfelt appreciation to the jury for their insightful questions on each of the ideas presented today. We thank the audience and the teams for making this an interactive and exciting even with the futuristic ideas. All the best, everyone. You were amazing. With that, this is me, Prasoon, signing off for today. Keep following us on our social media handles and stay tuned for further updates. Stay abreast with all the exciting things going down on our social platforms. We shall see you soon during the TUP 9.0 regional finale. Until then, take care and have a good day.